very warm welcome and good afternoon from here. We're going to start today with a drill, meditation, some words spoke from the yoga space. I hope the sound is clear. I hope translation is working. And just type in the chat. So enjoy, and we'll meet back in 5 minutes. welcome back. Yesterday, the subject of the tree was a really fascinating model on the map for understanding many of the incognito secrets. And there was a lot of different aspects were covered. The essence of the seed, this supreme soul coming with new energy for the new tree, and how fortunate to be in proximity to the seed and to become like the seed, be part of the roots, and how we need Paris intellect to understand what is happening, to see it, to feel it, to be a part of it. And also aspect of not trying to fix the old tree and what that means practically for us. And so looking forward to today, and thank you for your questions, comments, and feel free to add any further aspects that have come up, realizations. So I'm going to welcome to Prashant.
Thank you. And hello and good afternoon again. It was nice to start with the transmission and meeting about and drishti. Drishti is vision. We'll create a few more minutes of attention. And during this practice, our aim is to understand the contrast. That is the whole effort in any case. In the past, we used a story, some of you remember. The story is in a farm, there is one insect on the back of a pig, and he finds land and he is excited with the land. Land is a patch of mud on the back of a pig. And an eagle tells him, do you want to become an eagle? Do you want to come to the sky? And he says, no, he has found the land, and he has been looking for this land for a long time. So he's so excited with the land. But he wants to come to the sky, but another time. So this goes on. And this gives us insight into the two options that we all have. Eagle tells him, I can show you the sky. He says, what is there in the sky? And the eagle says, I will show you the world beyond the clouds, and I will show you the mountains and the valleys. I will show you the trees and animals, and I will also show you the pig. You will see the pig properly. So there is no comparison between these two consciousness. When we are into patthar and when we are caught in the drama, it is a situation worse than an insect, really. It is in comparison. It is like the trap that one is in at that level. You are into some kind of a limitation, some pettiness, cyclical thoughts about the same little thing. Ego means you are stepping out of this, discovering your eternity and eternal reality, life with God. World where there is no reason for sorrow and desires. World where everyone is loving, lovely. It is a region of love and happiness. But most important, wisdom. We are in truth. So whether we use the intellect, sight, paras, in 1 second, it's a game of a second, where the soul wakes up and discovers this dimension. We are emphasizing this language, soul waking up, because it is ego wants to go on that side also. Ego wants to create, I am spiritual, that kind of thing. So when the soul wakes up, he understands Prashant is part of that world down below. Prashant is not going to go to the sky. Prashant is part of the script and the theater. But the soul wakes up. This is the jump we have to take. And the conscious soul understands his dimension beyond. For him, it is natural. To be incorporeal is natural. To be immortal is natural. For the conscious soul, and from that position, you can compare the life in the anthill. We use the language insect world, anthill. Lots going on in that anthill. Everyone is busy. And within that, there are some celebrity ants and some ant, Mr. Universe might be thinking it is Mr. Universe. That is all going on in that anthill. You are stepping out of that. So recently, one nice language, your study is study of the unlimited. So you are going beyond the anthill, then your study is of the unlimited world of the eagle. Your prize is unlimited. Just to discover the eagle, there is no comparison there. Along with that, your renunciation is unlimited. And what is that renunciation? You have to let go of the anthill. And you have to let go of that ant consciousness. Whole thing, that package at that level. Is it easy? Is it easy to have this unlimited renunciation? Who feels it is difficult? You can raise hands or type. Those who feel it is easy to go in this.
So the question is, raise your hand if you think it's difficult.
Those who, let us see first, those who find it easy, you can raise or type.
Okay. So some hands went down then.
You all are experimenting, that is, it may not be permanent on the first day, but every minute you are experimenting with it. Congratulate yourself in that. Our so-called meditation is just this. You are waking up to the eagle reality, eagle dimension, seeing the father of the eagles, seeing the sky of the eagles, seeing the perspective of the eagle. Every second you are doing this, you are going in the right direction. You are nourishing that. And more you create attachments in the anthill, then you are going in the opposite direction. If you are looking for some happiness and excitements in the anthill, that will tie you there to the ant consciousness, insect consciousness. So the game is here. The game is shift of consciousness. That is the game. Whether you call it angel or a deity, but soul consciousness, we are talking about the same thing. God is one who stays there. and sees us with that vision. Everyone is eagle. That is the paradox. Everyone is an eagle, but they all are so convinced that they are insects and they want to be a celebrity insect. That is their destination. And our aim is to go beyond that. I'm happy to hear any comments or questions, and then we'll discuss the subject of today.
In this context, one comment was, "It's achievable but not easy. Is the key to relax about it?"
Sure. Yeah, as we said, to experiment. We are trainee angels, so we agree with that. And we create every minute you are creating, building the muscles, making the paras strong also, making the wings stronger.
Is it common to find this awakening or remembering, the soul is remembering, this process emotional? Is it a common experience, or is there another explanation for this?
Emotions are involved because every consciousness has its own package of emotions. And as you go to the higher consciousness, different emotions.
I think the context was like you might feel a release of emotion, and sometimes it's like not necessarily the happy feelings, but
yeah, that change, any change has always different dynamics, transformation. Something is going, there will also be those feelings required with that, the feelings of courage, and change has a different dynamics.
One statement that's made in psychotherapy is the term, it's a new term from about 1980s called spiritual bypassing. And my understanding is like a tendency to use spiritual ideas and practices to avoid facing unresolved emotions. And is it a possibility that we are using spiritual ideas to avoid and repress? Do you have any comments, or would you like to explain the concept further?
Sure. We want to truly resolve our whatever past that is there. We want to resolve. And to resolve anything, you need to have a right diagnosis, clear diagnosis. You need to see the clear picture, full picture. Surprisingly, in the psychology world and in the psychotherapy world, they are approaching it with the incomplete picture. They don't even know the department of Ravan. They may not even understand the soul. They're talking about psychology, but they don't know the existence of psyche. The whole department, different models in psychology are like this. Popular models are like this. So if you understand the full picture, if you use paras and understand what is going on, then you realize the cause of all our problems, 100% of our problems, and definitely all psychological problems, the reason is Ravan. It is literally straightforward. Just like sometimes patients have 10 symptoms and there is just one tumor, one extent. Tumor can be very small. You remove that tumor, all 10 symptoms disappear. So here you understand that Ravan has to go. And if you remove Ravan, you have treated the person and the self as well as others. In any of these systems, there is no answer to this riddle. That is why generation over generation, the psychological problems are increasing, because we are, in the name of therapies and all, we are just suppressing it, and we are passing it on to others. That is why here what is emphasized, we have to remove Ravan. That is why we are here. The method and the practice. You are progressing forward if you are removing Ravan. Don't cooperate with Ravan. We understand the full the dynamics, psychodynamics of Ravan, how Maya is working. Surprisingly, that understanding is not there even in religions. Thorough understanding of Ravans and Maya, how Maya can trick you. But even for us, we may have to revisit it, the details of it, and be good at it, to spot within yourselves different forms of Maya. So our whole game, Sanjivani, that word is used. You need to know your friend well, because he wants to help you. Yeah, supreme friend, God. But also you want to know the enemy well. And you can protect yourselves, and you can remove the enemy. And you need to know yourself well. So that bypass, that word is used, it may apply in some cases, but it also applies to the psychotherapies itself. Because without complete understanding, they are just doing the bypass.
Thank you. It's a very interesting answer and very clarifying. So there are a couple of other questions, but I don't know whether you want to continue with the topic.
Maybe, yeah, let us take another question.
The internet here is a little bit unstable. I hope that you're able to hear us well. Your sound is jumping a bit, but we'll continue. How can we differentiate an experience or vision from imagination or dreaming?
Sure. When our meditation, or when you are creating time to experience, if it is ego-based, it is imagination, and it is visualization, can be just empty words also. And the benefits from there are marginal. Still, at least sometimes it is better to do that than not do it at all. But we are seeing a method to bypass ego. Ego will not disappear first day, but we can step aside. We don't have to operate with ego. This is why you might have seen the language sometimes used. We avoid the letter I. We don't just emphasize that during the meditation, at least. The invisible soul, this is the language used. The invisible guest, the invisible traveler. By using this objective language, you are not bringing ego on the first second. Otherwise, our language starts with I. Every sentence starts with I, and it prevents the deeper experiences. Something to experiment, something to be aware of, and real progress happens if you are putting it into practice from experience rather than just visualization. Experience has power to to remove the alloy within us. Is the sound okay so far? What is the sound in this time?
Yeah, the feedback in the chat was from one saying it was good. Yes. It was just intermittent from here. Maybe one more question. Yesterday, this idea and understanding of new souls and older souls coming into this drama later in the last 100 years. Should these souls not be as if supercharged because they've stayed in the soul world the longest? So in that case, how come they are weak and get affected by negativity so quickly?
Sure. They do not get charged in the soul world. The whole process of charge, discharge, it all happens in the physical world. So this is why great importance of the confluence age. The present time is a very special time and very important for all the souls of the world, whether they are aware of it or not. This is a time of great opportunity. So if they use this time the right way, they can feel themselves. This is the time for charging. But you also get an idea how few are really making use of this time. And this will influence the next cycle. Even right now, this coronavirus, they are just waiting for the lockdown to be released so that party can start again. So a very, very small number is really looking for serious, great time for themselves. Otherwise, Ravan is hijacking their time and their mind. But in theory, that is the case. If there was lots of people who were making use of this time now, then they will be charged and it will be powerful, in theory.
Yes, thank you. Is it nature's signal, this pandemic? Is it like nature against humanity?
In a nature signal, we have seen at various times, we have created Vinash forces, and the Vinash forces will come back. Nature has given us enough signals. We ignore the signals. So the nature comes with a little bigger message. But even now, we are not really understanding the message. We are trying to postpone the problem. Governments, all steps taken by government to postpone, all the steps taken by the medical profession is to postpone the problem. What is the message, deeper message? We are not trying to change the posture, inner posture. Message is this: change the inner posture. That is the message. And so the Vinash force, we are challenging nature, so the Vinash forces will just come back again. And this is seen from spiritual eyes. That is what you will see. We are challenging nature, so nature comes with a bigger message if we do not understand the first message. This is happening at a collective level. This happens in our lives at an individual level all the time.
Yes, very clear. I think that is all the questions at this stage.
Excellent. Let us create one more minute of silence. And during this silence, let us understand the option contrast between the eagle and anthill, and how easy just to use the sight, to use the intellect, and understand the reality of the soul. The awake soul is his life is he's aware, he's himself like a presence. For him, his immortality is normal. Belonging to that supreme sky is normal. Life with the God, that is normal. He knows everyone in this world are like him. They are also people of light. Tiny points, tiny stars, but they are all angelic stars. We know they are all beings of bliss and love. Inside out, that is their personality. That is why we call them angelic. We understand the truth of everyone is immensely beautiful. They are lucky. And they have got this great story and a circus to experience. They know beforehand it is a temporary experience. They don't want to get stuck in the story forever. They know the greatness of the sky, they know the wonder of the earth. The invisible soul. Thank you. So we'll come to the subject today, and as always, we start with our board. We are coming to the bit like a classroom, and we are going to see today Raz. Raz, we are our institution has got a mission. It is a mission of serving the planet, the world. Seen from one angle, every institution is doing something positive, like governments and different departments, and there are so many social organizations. In a small place like Cambridge, with a population of 130,000, this kind of population, we have got more than 1,000 different voluntary organizations. It means they are all doing something. Some are working for animals, some are working for environment, some are working for handicapped, more than 1,000. You get an idea. For small population. So human beings are very social. But there is a but there. And what is the but? If you want to help a patient, first you need a diagnosis. If you got a very clear diagnosis, then your operation has value. If you don't have a diagnosis and you want to do the operation, there is a question there. So here, what is your diagnosis? Here is the planet, we agree there is a patient, planet Earth is a patient. And what is your diagnosis? Do you want to type your diagnosis? I know you want to help the patient. That's very kind, nice of you. But first, let me know the diagnosis.
So diagnosis, ignorance, restlessness, toxic, degradation, being blind, greed, the cancer of Ravan, suffering.
Good, very good. Just like with the other patient, at one time the diagnosis was difficult. And now we got amazing investigations and all, and you can get a quick diagnosis. This whole system of scanning is so popular these days. So here, scanning, what happens with scanning? You are able to see what the eyes cannot see. So if you are to see with the paras sight, and a paras eyesight, what you will see is very different. You see that each and everyone is an angelic prince. That's what you will see. Each and everyone, all human beings. You are not seeing the bodily being. You are seeing the reality of this. Each and everyone is a prince. He belongs to the King of Kings, and he is angelic. His character is immensely lovely. Inside out, angel, we are not saying someone is just smiling and pretending to be nice. Inside out, he is angelic. Further, he is immortal. This is his truth. When we are saying angelic, we said his nature is bliss and love. This applies to each and every soul. This is the way we are seeing. If you were to see through the scan. But there's a but. What is a but? No one is experiencing this at the moment. On the contrary, just the opposite. They are all worried about death. We are talking about immortality, but they are spending their whole life worrying about what will happen. They might die by fear of death. They all are begging for happiness in different ways, begging for love. Their songs are of sorrow of different kinds. What will happen there? So what is happening? We said they are immortal and they are eternally angelic, and they are beings of bliss and love, and they are loved by God. These are very big things. They are immensely lucky here, and they are not seeing themselves. Or even if they are seeing this, they may be seeing a fraction of it. They are not seeing what they are at all. They may not be seeing even the fraction, totally caught into some kind of begging. The only happiness they know is happiness of Ravan-based happiness. So what is happening? Why is it like this? Any insights in this?
Trapped in the story, the vices and ignorance.
Yes.
Not using paras, intellect.
Yes, very good. So that someone gave a nice image, and what is the image? A blind man is trying to catch a black cat in a dark room. So if you remove one problem, there is another problem. If there is the cat is not black, it is white, but the room is dark. You create light there, but he is blind. So there there is not one, but there are many, multiple problems. So here the situation with this invisible prince, he is gradually drawn into this box. And the box was a gift to start with, but he's gradually drawn into it, getting trapped in it. And now he is fully trapped in bondage. It's just like some insects get trapped in the spider's web. He's trapped in this physical world has become a web for him. He's trapped. His intellect is become, losing the clarity. So now he is in the darkness of ignorance. He is blindfolded. He can't see now in this situation. And anything more? Is this invisible prince is caught in this web, in the bondage. He is in the darkness of ignorance. He is blindfolded. He can't see even if the blinds are, if dark room was not there, he can't see. And another situation, what else has happened?
Deluded?
Deluded,
or
that is unconscious. He is not even conscious. And in such a state, his enemy, that is ego and Ravan, is representing him. It is as if power of attorney is with his enemy. Ravan is representing him. Ravan and ego. So Ravan, if you see there's lots of disco going on, it is the Ravan's disco going on. So here is Ravan's party. Ravan is the one who is representing. With your scanning, this is what you are seeing. So whom are you trying to help? You are not trying to help Prashant, or you are not trying to help Harry. That is not our help. We are trying to help this unconscious soul who is not even asking for any help. So if you reach 100 people, they are not saying, oh, great, please help me. I want to be free from this web. No, the one whom you want to help is not even conscious. And ego is representing. Ego is in charge. Ego is taking decisions. Ego has priorities. He wants to go for his parties. He wants to go for his football. He has got other priorities. So even the words you speak, those words, first they are going through the filter of the ego. Ego says, will it help him in some way? Will he get a bigger hat by this? Will he get some little praise from someone? You have to go through the ego before it reaches the unconscious. Your prince, you want to help. He is not even conscious. Am I clear? Worth writing it down and reflecting on this. And the same story applies to us. To the one who we are trying to help, he is not Prashant, and it is not ego. One who we are trying to help is the invisible soul. That's why we are emphasizing this very clear milestone during your meditation, and the soul is conscious. The conscious soul is having the perspective. This is what you want to create. Even 1 minute, you create that soul is conscious. That is progress. Otherwise, there is ego-based chant that can be going on for a long time. I'm happy if you want to say anything in this subject. Very happy to address or any questions. So how can we start this process? And if even words are not going to reach, we are talking here 7.8 billion souls. The secret is here. What if you want to help the planet? 7.8 billion souls, they have to come out of that trap, come out of the darkness, come out of this blindness and become conscious. This is what you are taking on. This is a challenge. Any of these things, many of the big challenges can be easy if you understand the secrets. So what is the big secret we need to know? This enemy, we are talking about Ravan, the big enemy, and we need to definitely deal with this big enemy. He is a king in darkness. In ignorance, he is the king. If you bring light of knowledge, light of truth, he disappears. Not that he becomes unconscious, he disappears. It is just like a shadow. If you bring light, shadow disappears. It is not that it has gone somewhere, disappears. In the same way, Ravan disappears in light. He's a big enemy. As we saw earlier, that is the only enemy. All our problems of the world. It's there's one, you can locate it, one illness, and that is Ravan. That's why Ram comes to remove Ravan. Clearly identifies Ravan. Ravan has to be removed. And now you are understanding this big secret. Bring the light of knowledge, Ravan disappears. In darkness, he creates havoc. If there are people experiencing sorrow and anger, it is all Ravan. There are enough depressions going on. It is all Ravan. If there are wars and people fighting and quarreling, it is all Ravan there. But you bring light and it just disappears as if it was not there. So you are now understanding a big secret, what you can do to this planet, and bring light of knowledge. What does it mean? See through knowledge. See this world through knowledge. And most important, see everyone you meet, see them through knowledge. What does it mean at practical level? When I am operating in darkness, I am so caught up in the drama of camel and elephant that I am not even seeing the actors. I don't want to even know that there are actors there. I'm just saying, oh, camel and elephant and dragon, this is all I'm lost in. If I am seeing the truth, I see behind camel is Mary acting, and behind elephant is Susie acting, and they are my friends, and this drama is for just 10 minutes, and these are my very dear friends. I'll be with them after the drama. You are not ignorant anymore. You are seeing this clarity. In this drama, behind Harry and behind Peter and behind Tom, you are understanding that there are invisible angelic souls. And ask yourselves, how much did you see this in the last 4 hours? Whoever you saw, whoever you thought, how much did you create this awareness that there is a soul, and that is very important. It is not just a little, side information. Soul is very important. And for him, it is useful for him to know he is the prince, angelic prince. During the seconds you are having this vision, to start with, you may even choose 2 minutes when you are going to practice this, and you are seeing someone, you are saying, okay, behind this drama that is going on, there is an invisible prince. It is like a big thing. If prince was to come to your town, to your house, you'll be very happy. So here you are seeing this prince, angelic prince, and that he is very lucky, and he is from the God's family. You are seeing all this. As you are seeing this, you are creating light for him. This language of the soul reaches the soul. This is like very important for the soul. And language of the heart reaches the heart. There is that dynamics going on. And we have the option to play with this. Not as a nice, when I get time, when I'm in a mood, but we are seeing that this is important for the world. Give this an importance, because the big problem of this world is the darkness. In the darkness, Ravan flourishes, and if the Ravan is the big cause of the whole Iron Age chaos, you got a big secret here. This secret has answers. It can solve the problem of the planet. There is just one precondition for this. It is not someone who can just come out of the coffee club and create light. You yourself need to be in light. That is common sense. If you have to create light for others, you have to be in that space. So, but it is good to take on this challenge. Everyone wins. You stay in that state of being conscious, create that paras environment for you, and the conscious soul is seeing this greatness of others, seeing the truth. Few words to remember when you are seeing others. They are angelic. They are from the family of God. They are immortal. They are beings of happiness and love, and they are lucky. Worth writing this down. Remind this for yourself, but as you are doing this, you are creating this light. They all need to know this, that if this is their truth, they need to know. And when you are seeing it will become easy for them. Here I'm talking when you are seeing someone. But another time, when you are seeing just a home, that is the meditation. You are creating time in meditation. You are seeing the family of souls. And during this time, you are seeing this family. They are angelic family. They are princes. They are from the family of God. And they are like God. That is the way God sees them. What is mentioned in the scriptures, we are made in the image of God. There is truth there. But it is not the body. Harry is not made in the image of God, but souls are made in the image of God. We are alike. So you are just seeing this. That is your meditation, seeing the wonder of the sky, wonder of everyone. That is like a lighthouse effect. You are just seeing that. You are creating time. The reason everyone is not experiencing this wonder is because our attention is not on their greatness. It's 7 billion, 7.8 billion. They all are focused on the story. Their attention is here in the circus. They are completely ignoring the real brothers. In Zulu tribes, in South Africa, and those who are here from South Africa, they will tell more accurately. Their greeting it sounds like Saubana. The spelling may be slightly different, but it is a bit like their greeting is Saubana. And what it means, I see you. Because within the tribe culture, if someone is the punishment within the tribe is not to see someone. Everyone ignores someone. And that is like a worst punishment. And if I see you, itself is like a favor, greeting. It is at a body conscious level, but that is the nice. Saubana, and they reply Nikona. I'm here. That is their greeting. Here, what is happening with our human family? Are we seeing anyone? If we understand now all are the angelic princes and they are all amazing souls, our present position is we are ignoring them. We are not acknowledging their existence. And if we do this, they become unconscious. If everyone is doing this, at a deep level, the angelic prince become unconscious. The reason they are unconscious is because collectively we are ignoring. Our focus is on the story and the circus. Of course, we all are, no one is doing it deliberately, but ignorance, collective ignorance. We are all taking everyone else in the downward spiral. But we can break out of this. That's why it is very strategic. Few people understanding this secret and putting it into practice, we can change it for the world. Don't think it is just a few people. What does it matter? In the darkness, even little light has value. And we are turning it around, taking changing the direction of everyone. Yeah, moving up. So a little light, if they wake up, that is all that's required. If they wake up, they see what is happening, then they can then drop there, just like say in a dark room, even if there is little light, that little light will help you to see where the switch is, and you can turn the switch on, and that helps you where the other torches are. You just need the beginning, just a little light. Understand the power of this. If you want to intervene on this planet, we said before, then different people are acting. In fact, everyone is very, very busy doing many, many things. But if you also got the right diagnosis and right method, you can be very clever to work with it. Because you are working at a right level, and the results will be a lot bigger and faster. Yeah, it will be nice to hear from you now. Some comments, questions.
Many in agreement and appreciating. There's a question from someone who's becoming familiar with these ideas. She's asking, how do we conduct ourselves with those who we are familiar with, or ones that we may be married in marital relationships with, without getting attached? Don't know if you have any comments on that.
The story continues. We are all the time in some kind of a drama that is going on. But now you are having the better understanding of it. And when you are in better, if the understanding is better, it can only be useful for you and useful for others. If I'm in confusion, then of course others are also in trouble also because of me. But if in a group there's one person who has better awareness, he is more conscious and more informed, he is definitely useful to him, he is useful to others. Each situation is individual. We encourage people to discuss with your seniors and get a broad guideline how to deal with the individual situation. But definitely in a soul vision and all this has to be in place, and then it will help everyone else also at many other levels.
Great. Yes, that's helpful. Thank you. So the other questions are not necessarily completely connected right now, but one question, if we're not seeing the person, but we're listening rather than looking physically, are we more able to connect to the soul? I don't know if the question makes sense. Because sometimes we can be deceived by the physical appearance, but if we're more focused on listening.
Ordinarily, our even listening, it is very much Harry. You are very much in the world of Harry and Tom, and you are listening to Harry. Here, it is good to create very clear time, just 1 minute time, when you are creating this clarity. This is the theater. Right now, when where I'm sitting, there are some people walking across. I have to create this deliberate awareness. This is a drama going on, and this is a setup. Someone is walking and someone is running. This is a setup in a drama, and behind these characters are the invisible angels. I have to create this conscious awareness. So this is when I'm seeing someone. Another time, you can just think of someone. He doesn't need to be in front of you. Someone in your connection, can be a friend, but maybe in another country even. You can create just half a minute and just create you are remembering that person, and you will only remember the person in the drama. And then come behind the drama. And behind the drama of camel and elephant is the invisible angelic soul. Just create this awareness that he's immensely lucky. You got reasons to know why he's lucky. You're shining light on that side. create just, as we said, 30 seconds, just being aware of this. And he's loved by God. He's immortal. He's from God's family. Very lucky, disproportionately lucky. He might be hoping himself that he gets a little bit better job or better hat or some health gets better. But you are reminding him of something that is disproportionate. He is immortal. 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then let go. You don't need to get stuck with one person. Our duty is to the whole world. But those 20 seconds will be immensely useful. In this, to remember, if there is concentration, clarity, and conviction, light will go far. That means light will be stronger. If you are so clear about this, so sure about yours, and that will continue to grow as you practice this yourself. You will see that it is just like what you are seeing now. Since there is some book in front of you, you are not having doubt about it. So obvious. In the same way, if you can come in that space where you feel it is so obvious, so there is clarity, conviction, and concentration, then that light will be stronger. It will reach far. But more you play with it, it will grow. We are in this game, our subjects are self, we want to help ourselves, but also helping the world. They all complement each other. More you create time for you are able to create this light. Light will reach further. And more you understand that helps you. So it is a positive spiral for you and for the world. Stay at an unlimited level. Don't get stuck at any limited. My town, my this, or one person. If you get stuck at that level, there is more likely Ravan involved in it, and it is not soul consciousness. And that if this is an experiment, you are playing with this, but go at an unlimited level. We have to come out of the anthill, a different game. Ravan is obsessed with the anthill.
Yes, very true. And comments are that it's very clear. And there's no other immediate questions at the moment.
Sure.
I don't know. This may be a good time to create space for discussion, possibly.
Sure.
And any focus you'd like to suggest for rooms? Like a question?
Yes. One big area for us is to see these areas. What we are seeing here, we are using this word twist. Ordinarily, I might think that I am helping Harry because Harry is a friend of mine and he's becoming spiritual. Oh, that's a good news. Yes, he will progress. And they might be thinking they are helping Prashant or some. Most of the time we are working at this level. What we are seeing here is there is a reality at another level. Behind the camel and elephant drama, there are invisible actors. And they are the ones whom we are helping. And they have to become conscious. And once they are conscious, they are the ones they can become free from this trap and He can come out of the blindness and darkness. So the one who is going to be soul conscious, he's at present not even there. One who is, it is not Harry is going to become soul conscious. Only the soul can become soul conscious. And our aim is to get the soul awake. So understand this twist and see, make it easier for others to understand, but also staying in your own space. So these 4 areas may be useful to see how there is that unconscious state in it, and how this blindness presents. Everything has a relevance when we are seeing it from the perspective of the angelic prince. When you are seeing from there, then there is blindness and there is trap. Seen from the perspective of Ravan, there are no problems.
Feels like the key is not to analyze from the mixture. Just to clarify, what was the question?
To see where the unconsciousness and darkness of ignorance lie, and how to become free from that.
Okay, we'll put it in the chat. Okay. So you're all familiar by now with rooms, and we have Nicole is coordinating. So if you need to move your room, press the help button or type a private message or a public message in the chat, and we can move you. So enjoy the discussion, and we'll meet back in around 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. We're just waiting a few moments for others to join back. Time to reflect. So welcome back. I think mostly we're here, and not sure if the rooms will be closed shortly. So we're just going to create a few moments to reflect and share some silence together.
Creiamo qualche secondo di silenzio, condividiamo questo silenzio.
Thank you, and really nice to hear some of the discussions, and also it's a chance to meet and be part of this community of support and inspiration. And I'm going to welcome Margaret, who's been with us for the last couple of days, and to hear your reflections, realizations, anything you'd like to share with the group. So hope it's a good time for you, and welcome Margaret joining from London today. Hello.
Hello. So Shanti, there was a nice discussion in the group, and there are these little group discussions. They're, always rich because before we go into discussion, we've had kind of our plates filled. So someone was sharing that their realization was that the darkness, ignorance is the Ravan, and that's what we're, that's what we're here to do, is to be in the light and remove the dark. And almost like that becomes the life purpose, and to the extent that we've done it ourselves, we can enable others to do it. And there was talking about to accept that the soul is powerful and that it can remove the darkness, and but it needs detachment. It needs detachment from the drama. And then there was quite a big discussion about the way we see others, to, obviously to use the Paris intellect and to see goodness rather than defects. But we need to be detached and free ourselves to really see the truth. And if we're not seeing, when we're with others, if we're not seeing the soul, then we're just seeing the role or the, what that soul we think is doing or shouldn't be doing or whatever that is. If we're only seeing the role, then we're completely ignoring the soul. And I think a lot of us have had the experience of being ignored at some point, but on another level, there's a kind of ignoring going on here. So to see that whoever around you is that beautiful soul, that beautiful invisible soul behind the temporary story and the character of that story. So, and then there was some kind of honest sharing that we will go through dark patches. It's, it's not a, like an overnight just fix this either. It's so, which I'm sure the ego would like us to think so. That's another way, isn't it? Another way in, oh yeah, you're all right now. There will be some ups and downs and ins and outs and dark patches, but the fact that we have such a fortune to know where the light is, and whatever happens, we can go towards the light. They often talk about that, isn't it, when someone's had a bodiless experience, go towards the light. Just and also to it's all about remembering, and there was that really nice thought about if someone, person drifts through your mind, and you may see the physical image first, of course, to recognize, wherever we are, sometimes people from our past float through our mind, or people in our present life float through our mind. And if for, a second we can just, sort of say, wow, you're such a beautiful soul, such a shining, bright soul, wish you the best. That is the good wish. We talk a lot about having good wishes and pure feelings, but the best wish, isn't it, to see the truth about the reality about a soul. So we thought that this could be a nice practice to, whenever someone drifts through your mind, just to take, a few seconds just to see the truth about them behind the person that we know, to the truth of the soul, and, just, celebrate it. And somehow we're quite convinced that they will pick that up in some way. So these were the sharings from the group.
Thank you very much. Yes, I picked up on this aspect to see others through knowledge. First, of course, one needs to be, the soul needs to be free from this role, but I guess it's this helpful reminder, like you were saying, as soon as the thought comes across the mind of another person, to take that conscious step back. And it can be more like a practice, become more like a hobby kind of practice.
Yeah.
So.
Ultimately, all the practices, they have to have a fun element in them, otherwise we don't do them, isn't it? It has to be, it has to gain some momentum. So it starts off maybe, we only notice we do it to two or three a day, but ultimately it kind of grows, isn't it? And then when we're in the meditation and we're, talking to ourselves about what a wonderful family we come from, all helps, isn't it? Everything helps. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I like this question: how much time did I create in seeing the angelic prince? So sort of a kind of an awakening question. So even right now, as we're seeing and interacting, we can check, did we meet the others in the rooms with this vision? Just as a checking and inspiration to move forward. So welcome back to everyone, and nice to hear and read some of the sharings. And welcome back to Prashant.
Is Gita going to share?
Oh no, Gita is sharing another event at the moment.
All right. Thank you to Margaret. Appreciate. Let us create a few minutes of quick reminders and light for ourselves. And in the past, we have spoken about 10 words. And worth underlining these 10 words. That is the experience of a yogi. And the whole game is for the conscious soul. We are not talking about Harry here. There is a drama going on down below in which there is Harry Potter and Cinderella. That is the drama. The whole reason we are using paras so that we can see the light and come out of that blindness. And we are seeing that soul, conscious soul, is like a presence. And for him it is so normal. Invisible presence. He knows there is a story. Everything that happened today and in the past, it is all within that story. And there are details of the story. But story is story. Whether it is of 5 minutes or thousands of years, it's the story. The conscious soul understands that his world is perfect. Every aspect is perfect. To start with the self, we are talking about the soul itself, made of bliss and love and peace, immortal. So there is a perfection of the true self, perfection of the family of souls. They're all egoless and viceless. Life with God and home is perfect. From that position, the drama is perfect drama. He has no complaints about the drama. In Iron Age, you have perfect Iron Age plots. So that angle from which the conscious soul is seeing, he sees perfection. He feels his world is complete. Lacks nothing. He has family, father, treasures. His world is complete. That's what he feels. That's why he needs nothing from anywhere, from the story, anywhere. He needs nothing. He feels his world is full, misses nothing. Love full, knowledge full, world is full and beautiful. The angle from where he's seeing, he feels everything is beautiful. It is all incorporeal, but beauty is there at that level. seed of the beauty is there, seed of perfection is there. He knows that he has got the best. Every aspect is the best, not the second best. His father is the best, his personal mind is the best, his home is supreme home. Every aspect, wherever he looks, he knows his world is the best. He knows he's lucky. He can't ask anything more, anything different. He's lucky. All along he knows his region is of love. Everyone is childlike, harmless, innocent, egoless, childlike. That's why worthy of immense love. And everyone is lovely and loving. That's why here is a region of love. Of course, at this level, family of souls and soul awareness, that is the only normal thing. He understands his world is beyond harm, secure, at an absolute level, not even the slightest harm. Many things happen in the story. There may be wars and death and destruction, but he is beyond harm. His world is beyond harm. Everyone is secure eternally. What an extraordinary thing to wake up to. His yoga is with success, guaranteed success, because he knows the final score. He knows the final result. So things are going in all directions, but he knows everyone is holy, and holiness will soon refashion their lives. Man is holy in an absolute way. So at all round, he's aware of the success, guaranteed success. That's why there is no energy of doubt or margin of questions. And he is aware that the life of the conscious soul is a celestial celebration. Silent celebration, but celestial celebration, family celebration. And the whole scene is forever. Everything is sightseeing. Nothing can change any of these things. No one can stop this celebration. To be aware of this is the simple yogi life. Mind is experiencing this. And this is not a nice meditation. He is seeing the truth. This is the truth he is aware of. This is the eternal truth of everyone. We have seen in our earlier discussions, the physical world is a reflection of what happens in your mind and what happens at a subtle level, what you are experiencing. Physical world is a reflection. So if the mind is experiencing perfection, and fullness, and beauty, and celestial celebration, and the world of every aspect is the best, lucky. This is what you are seeing all around. As we said, sooner or later that will reflect at a physical level. Our aim is transformation, all-round transformation. But as we are also seeing, it is a strategic. If we catch hold of the truth is beautiful. So why do we need to do anything else? The method for this, use the best intellect, best sight, and it is through this we can create the world of truth. So I'm happy if there are any questions. We can create 5 minutes more. Maybe I know the time is coming close, but maybe a few minutes extension if there are any comments, questions.
So the
It may
question,
also be nice to hear from Sarah, and they may have questions to you.
there may be sort of practical questions. I'm not sure about other questions. Yes, this was mentioned before. Really appreciated seeing others through knowledge. And the point that was made about when there is light, Ravan disappears. That's actually very powerful against Maya, who gives form as if to confusion and makes it seem like a process or difficult or heavy or big. But it's like the problem, as if there is no problem, and that is the only confusion is we think there's a problem. So then when the consciousness shifts, everything falls into place. So it's a really beautiful thing to grasp. And the aim is to be stable, to become stable in Paris. Not trying to help Harry was very powerful. I think that's easy to fall back on, wanting to fix the drama or improve, because to think that in this case Sarah is somehow an extension of the soul and something is conditional upon the role is very, very deep and needs reflection, I can say from myself. So it's a couple of thoughts from here. There's a question that's come, a few questions. Can I use, or the question is, can we use forgiveness within the line of ignorance? Sure, if you want to pick up on that, does it make sense, or do we need to clarify a bit more about this?
Clarify more.
Yeah, in the chat, do you want to clarify what you mean?
And also now the other questions we'll answer in the G drive.
One question that came, how many souls will become equal to God? Yesterday you were talking about being close to the seed, becoming like the seed. So what is the, will souls become like the seed, or any comments on that?
All the souls, and their destiny is they have to come back home, and they can come back home only in a state of like the Father. Perfection means like the Father. Just the difference is more one is delaying the process, and then machinery of pain steps up. If I have not done that process myself, then process of pain starts to teach me. That's why our aim is to learn through wisdom and yoga before the machinery of pain starts.
So there are a lot of messages of thanks, and some of the questions may be more relevant for next Saturday's discussion on the cycle, understanding the cycle of time. So we'll post some details about that as well. And so no other pressing questions.
So very nice.
Do you have any final?
And meet again soon.
Okay, we're going to finish with a few minutes of meditation drill, and after that we'll be sharing the screen for the follow-up details and the retreat in 3 weeks, power of silence, and next Saturday a session on the cycle. And we'll send them by email as well, but we'll put them on the screen and in the chat. So thank you so much. And also we'll be in touch with all your questions, and anything else will be in the G Drive or by email. Thank you.
पहले सभी ड्रिल करो, माइंड ड्रिल, कर्मेंद्रियों की ड्रिल नहीं, मन की ड्रिल करो। रेडी? देखो, सबसे श्रेष्ठ से श्रेष्ठ चित्र होता है ताज, तख्त, तिलकधारी का। तो अपना चित्र सामने लाओ और सब संकल्प किनारे कर। देखो, आप सभी